Hey guys, what's up? It's Aaron here with Iron Therapy Training, and today I have Charles with me with the Fast Yi Java. And we have a special talk today. It's probably not what you're even thinking, but it's about how you order matters, okay? And surprisingly, this doesn't have anything to do with calories or sugar or anything at all. So it's a metaphor. And I'm going to have Charles introduce himself today and talk a little bit about himself, and then we'll get started with this talk. Charles, tell him a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Charles Fitz, and I own a Fast Yi Java, the mobile coffee trailer that runs around the area, and been doing that a little bit over a year, and I'm excited to be here with Aaron.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, man. I'm glad to have you here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about how you order matters, all right? And it has to do with coffee, believe it or not. It has to do with coffee. So there's this thing called the black coffee theory. And I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard about that before, but it's a metaphor. It's a mindset. It's a way of thinking. And we're going to share some information on that today. Charles, you want to tell them a little bit about the beginning parts of the black coffee theory?
Absolutely. It talks about how you change the way you speak to yourself, the way you order things in life. You know, a lot of people say, I don't want black coffee, I don't want this, but that's the only thing people hear. Once you say, I don't want black coffee, that's the first thing I hear, and it's like, wait, but black, no. And it confuses. So you need to spin that around and say, I want this, or I want that, and you can apply that to anything in life.
Yeah. So like, if people went up to your coffee truck and they're like, Charles, I don't know what I want. I just know I don't want black coffee.
Yep. And all I hear is black coffee.
So when they do that, if you treat your life the same way, that's what's going to come back to you. Okay? So when you say, I don't want this, or I don't want that, that's going to come back to you in your life, because that's all the universe hears and responds back to you. Now, if you want a latte, you order a latte, right?
Order a latte or order a mocha.
If you want black coffee, you order black coffee. So with life, you have to order your life like you would order a cup of coffee, okay? You don't want to go around saying, I don't want to be overweight, or I don't want to end up in a retirement center when I'm older, or I don't want to be broke. So that's what's going to come back to you in your life, okay? Because that's all you're hearing, are those end of those words. You have to order your life just like you would order a cup of coffee. I want to be fit and healthy in my 80s and 90s. Or I want to be healthy. I want financial freedom. Okay? You see where I'm going with this? You have to order your life just like you'd order a cup of coffee, straight and to the point. Now, another thing there, another example would be, I want to live life on my terms when I'm 90. Straight and to the point. And Charles, with the black coffee and ordering coffee over there, I mean, are they specific when they order a latte or any kind of drink? Are they specific with it? Do they tell you exactly what they want, or do they just kind of, or do they order specifically?
Most people order very specifically. If they want a specific drink made a specific way, they usually just come out and say it. I want a salty sailor with oat milk, no whip.
Boom, straight to the point.
Yeah, short, sweet, get it done, get it out the window, and everyone's happy.
Yeah. So that's what we're talking about. That's how the black coffee theory, and that's why Charles is here today. It's a great talk with Charles. He's the coffee guy here in town, right? So the black coffee theory, and you drink black coffee, right?
Yep.
Yeah. How long have you been drinking black coffee, Charles?
Oh, probably 30 years or better.
Yeah. And I've met you a while back ago. He's been a client here. I've met him about, it was 3.5 years
Three
ago.
and a half, almost, yeah.
About
three
4
and a-
years. 3.5 to 4 years. And once you meet him, you would find out how he is, and he's straight, direct, and to the point. Kind of like black coffee,
Yep.
right? So
Yeah.
tell him a little bit about the black coffee and how that is with, like being straight and to the point, not having like the extras in life.
Well, you get exactly what you want. You just order point blank black coffee. All right, that's short and sweet, and
Yeah.
you get that out of life. It's flipping everything around to saying I can, I won't, I can't do it, I can't do it, or no, I will do it. This is how I'm going to do it. It's just I want to be, I will, and you kind of will it into existence at that point.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly what he said. So like your language of how you speak to yourself matters. Okay. So when you soften up them words or turn it around a little bit, or you want all the extras and all the extra stuff that comes in the coffees, for instance, you're softening it up. Okay. So black coffee could be kind of rough at first for people who don't drink black coffee,
Yeah.
huh?
Yep. It takes
And-
a while to get used to, and just
Yeah, it does take a while to get used to. Like you can start off drinking black coffee, for instance, and it's kind of rough and like, man, this is new, this is different, this isn't as good as I thought it was going to be. And then later on, you can continue, drinking that black coffee, and you find that you start liking it. Like taking the coffee is like, black coffee is like not having the extras or the cookie cutter approach, or having to use these other methods and things that don't seem to really work. The black coffee theory is kind of straight and to the point.
yeah, and it's changing your mindset, your thinking too. It's kind of the point behind it. We kind of get stuck in our rut, and well, this is the way it's always been done, but yet you still get the same results, and you want different results, so you have to make a change, and that's one of the. It's not easy, but it becomes easier the more you do it, and got to the point where pretty positive, and when I'm not around Aaron, he corrects me sometimes.
Yeah,
We help each other.
Yeah, believe it or not, I have to correct myself a lot. So that's a normal process, guys, and it's something that you just work on and get better at. So when he was saying things, how you want to order your life around, you say, I want, I am. You don't want to soften those words up, okay? Your language does matter. And when you say, I'm trying, or I'm going to, or I may, you're softening that up, okay? You're not fully committing to what you really want.
And you're giving yourself a way out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. When you say that, you're allowing that door to be crept open just enough so you can weasel your way out and not do it.
That is exactly right.
So when you say I will, and you tell someone, you find someone to hold you accountable, be like, hold me accountable. When I start slipping, just so it's a commitment, and change is hard. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. I mean, it was hard for me 3.5 years ago, training with Aaron, but I was committed at that point in time, and I told him, but he didn't believe me. But it can be done, and there's people out there to support you. So
Yeah, and yeah, you're exactly right on that. So that I am and I will, okay, that's committing, and that's why it can feel a little scary. It can feel a little scary saying those words, because you are committing to yourself and to others, and that's what you're going to get back. So if you want financial freedom, say, I want financial freedom. Don't say, I don't want to be broke when I'm older. That's not going to work. You're going to end up getting back the end of that sentence. So exercise is the same way with the black coffee,
Yep.
right? Sometimes you start out with exercise and it's tough at first, right? It's new, it's different. And once you keep showing up and you keep going, and start seeing those results, you find out that you're actually starting to like it after doing it for a while. Kind of like drinking black coffee.
Yep.
So that's what we're referring to about the black coffee theory and the metaphor and the mindset behind it, okay? It's a positive thinking. Positive thinking. Charles, do you do any positive thinking things, or do you practice any kind of scenarios like that?
Yeah, I always try to think positively and just always set goals and say this is going to happen and by any means necessary, and just figure out a way.
Yeah. When Charles locks in, he locks in fully committed. And that's what it takes. It takes that initial step. So yeah, Charles, did you have anything that you wanted to add there? Do you have any?
It's just like when you're raising a kid, when they're learning to crawl and walk, you encourage them, you say positive things to them. Well, you need to continue to do that as an adult, young adult, teenagers, any age really. I don't know why we stop, but we stop. And then that's what this black coffee theory is all about, is changing your mindset and switching it over to positive things.
Yeah.
Because you get back what you say. You believe what you tell yourself.
Your language matters more than what people actually realize. And once you become conscious of this and aware of this, you start to see and understand. And you can see the things that you've said in the past and how they've showed up for you if you look back, or what you've put out there came back. Okay? And that's how life works. So make sure to order your life just like you would order a cup of coffee. Straight to the point, exactly what you want. Well, guys, this is Aaron here with Iron Therapy Training, and Charles here today with me. Charles has that coffee truck here in town, so if you guys ever need any coffee, he also does some wholesale coffee, I believe. Is that right?
Yep, I can sell wholesale. I can do office coffees, events, appreciations, anything you can think of, weddings. If you have an idea, reach out and we can see what we can't work something out.
Yeah. So businesses around, guys, if you need he does a lot of the coffees for the chamber. So you can reach out to the chamber to get a hold of him, or you can just reach out to Charles directly, or even businesses here in town that have customers coming in and out and they want a better cup of coffee. Reach out to Charles. He has some great coffee here in town, and he would enjoy everybody's support. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.